Brad here from West Bend Dyno Tuning. We're here downtown Milwaukee at the MATC campus. Come along for a tour.
Hey Brad, welcome.
Steve, how are you today?
Oh, doing wonderful. How are you?
We're here to visit the students. We're doing great.
Awesome.
Preston's here with us, so we're looking forward to meeting everybody and seeing what you got going on.
The auto shop here. I know you've been here before.
Yeah, a
Preston
couple times.
But this is our newest of our shops. We're at the downtown campus, and we have programs in automotive and transportation servicing at 3 different campuses. So this is just the one. We just have one shop here. We have 3 auto shops, diesel and auto body at our Oak Creek too. And we also have auto up at Mequon, so we're pretty full with
How many students do you have in the automotive program?
Well, in this particular one, which we call automotive maintenance, we have about 104 students. We have
just in the maintenance program?
Just in the maintenance program. We have 14 here, and we have 3 day cohorts of 18 each down at Oak Creek and 2 more at night. We added the night because it really gave students that couldn't really afford to go full time, a chance to continue to work and go to school at night. So we have 104. We have about 60 to 75 up at Mequon, and that's a 2-year program specifically for Ford and Mopar. And then we have about 30 or so in diesel and 30 or so in auto body or auto collision repair finishing. So we have over 200 students in transportation servicing at all times. So that's grown. We're pretty full most of the time. So.
Well, give us a tour. Let's check it out.
Absolutely. This is kind of the entrance here. This used to be an auditorium that was way underused, and it's been converted to one of the coolest shops you'll probably ever see, because most of them don't have giant glass windows, in here.
That is
it's like a big billboard. It's actually kind of nice. So come on in.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. A top fuel dragster hanging from the ceiling.
Yep, that's actually from a few years ago. It was John Force, who was the greatest NHRA champion of all time, 16-time champion, and he was sponsored by Peak. And through that connection, Mr. Fissler and I actually drove down to his shop outside of Indianapolis in Indiana, and his team loaded it in our trailer for us. We drove it up, and then we told our people in operations, you guys got to figure out how to get it up there. And so it was kind of fun watching them try to figure out how to hang it, and it's been hanging there ever since, and it's a great conversation piece. And John Force actually said to me, I said, hey, I'm sorry we had to hang it upside down, and he said, I've been upside down so many times, don't worry about it. So
I was fortunate enough to meet him too at the auto show. We team up with these guys every year, and we do a supercharger install with the students. When you called and said and asked Scott, hey, can some students come and help us with a project? We're like, I don't know, they're kind of new, and well, yeah, we're going to put it. We found a customer is going to let us put a supercharger on his vehicle and let the students do it. And at first I thought, oh my, but then you have your master. I think it was Chris, is it? Yeah, Chris usually helps, and
Chris usually helps, and they get the manuals out, and our students love it. It's always when we do end of year surveys, they always say that that's one of the coolest things they did the whole year, because it's not the same old Chevy Malibu they work on at work.
Yeah, they're not putting a clutch in the same Hyundai every day,
the same
right?
Hyundai every day. It's something that it's a customer car, so they really treat it differently too. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh yeah, the same old shop car we work on every day. So that's been awesome, and we really appreciate it. But as you see, well, this is kind of a messy area right now, but we have a complete tire, area for balancing, mounting. We even got a race car tire laying there with some Bassett wheels. Look at that. Bassett wheels. We got that stuff in here, and we kind of pulled this stuff back just because they're working on things right now, and we store. But all Hunter stuff. We have an awesome alignment rack. So you look like you got a lot of different style lifts here. We do. If we walk into the middle here, I always love this perspective. I love being able to stand underneath the car. So one thing that's kind of cool is we didn't want to put one type of lift in here, because as you know, out in the industry, everybody has a little bit different. And the first thing we teach our students is how to lift a car. And they don't do anything in this shop until they pass all the safety stuff and they learn how to safely lift a vehicle. because that's, bad things can happen if you don't know how to do that. So what we did was we have the in-grounds here, and we like that because when we don't have cars in here, we can have events in here because those go flat to the ground. Then we have 2 posts that are pretty standard. You guys have some of those, right?
Yep.
We also have these maintenance lifts over here. So these are those scissors lifts. I mean, you can have one in your personal home and those in your own garage.
Sure.
Those can be mounted flush. We mount these, inset like that. But our students then understand that, I got to use those rubber blocks and fill that up and get them up. So it's neat that our students have learned on all 3 types of lifts, and they rotate all the time. So they learn when they get on the job, they're not going to be, oh boy, I've never used one of these before. So that's really our goal.
What are these students working on over here?
Maybe we should ask Mr. Fissler because I am not a technician and don't understand most of this stuff. In general, what are students doing? I know I saw these gentlemen working over on the Sierra earlier. What's everybody, what are you working on right now in your class?
Well, this is the Powertrain class, so we're working on engine assemblies, either getting them disassembled and removed from the vehicles or putting them back in right now. This one had a transfer case issue, so we got that. We had to order a part for that. We're putting that one back together. The BMW had an oil pan that had to come off. So that was a really, really cool project. All these things are really cool projects. A friend of ours donated that car, so we can take the engine out of that and put it back in. He's going to come get it when we're done. So that the students get used to and practice of working with tools and problem solving and figuring out what wrench goes here and what kind of sockets and extensions to get the different bolts that are hidden. So there's just a big problem solving thing, and they're actually having a ball learning all this stuff. And then the satisfaction will be putting it all back together, hearing that thing start up, having the engine start up, that one start up after having it all apart, right?
Yeah.
So 3 weeks ago, these students had zero knowledge of how to do all this stuff, and now they're actually pretty far into it.
That's awesome. And you had mentioned too that, and I thought it was really neat that you're using vehicles that have some miles on them versus brand new stuff, so the students get used to when they're in the workforce, hey, things might just not come apart as easy as you think.
Yep.
So they're going to have some struggles that they're now seeing.
And that's a calculated challenge because we have to move so fast in this class. This is a 1-year class, right? So this vehicle was donated as an older one, the Black Beacon, but it's really clean. So we decided to go forward with it. But these other ones are a little bit newer, but you're right. There are some challenges. They're drilling out broken bolts over there, which is part of this class, is learning how to drill out broken bolts and encountering that stuff. And next week we're going to be using heat and torches and all that kind of stuff. And I was hoping we could use heat and torch, but everything came apart on these things. But we still have lesson plans for using a torch and removing broken bolts and all that kind of stuff. So
awesome. I was eyeing up this small block over here. Is that a little run stand you guys had the students put together?
Yes. I don't know a lot about it, but it was out of an 86 Camaro. It's a 305 V8. And it sometimes helps to teach students when things are here rather than
versus
inside
in the car. Sure.
Yeah. Especially with newer cars, because everything's covered up. Everything's covered up. So
did you guys build this in-house?
Yeah, it was built in-house over the years.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that Mr. Fissler has since, made some changes to it, and it's old school.
Yeah.
It's got a scribber cap on it and stuff. But you know
I
what?
like to see that because we still tune a lot of carburetors by us, and nobody even knows what a carburetor is anymore.
Oh, it's funny when we talk to our students about it. They're like, "How's that work? It's not injected anymore?" No, not really. So it's a neat thing. So it's one of those things that, again, we try to give our students other experiences besides that. And Scott, do you have anything to say about this fancy little engine here?
No, the students really enjoy this because it's old school, but it helps basics.
Sure.
It helps with the basics of how an engine works, and they can all get around it and see it. So originally, what we do with this during fuel injection class, it's obviously not fuel injected, but I'll just take a little bit of gas, pour it down the carburetor, no fuel pump, no nothing, and it fires right up. And it makes a lot of noise. It's really cool. But then I show them that's how easily an engine will run with just sloppy fuel delivery,
Sure, yeah.
And then we walk through, we spend like 20 minutes on carburetors, and then we move into fuel injection and say, this is what we do with it.
Give them an understanding of it's just metered air and fuel, which is how it's metered,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I do a little thing about carburetors, but they told us not to teach that anymore, but I still do, I sneak it in.
Send them up by us.
Yeah,
We can help with
right.
that.
But this is so cool. They love this thing because it's as loud as a race car, and they're all scared and stuff, But then after a while, it's like, okay, can I do it? Can I start it? Can I start it? Yeah. So it's very cool.
Awesome. And you guys put most of this together here in the facility?
Yeah. We actually made 2 engines out of one because It was the old school ramjet, like the fuel injection on
Yep.
this that nobody can, there's no scan tools or anything for, right? And then one of my students shorted out the computer. So, and this is like from 1986, right?
Okay.
So we swapped it over to a carburetor. A gentleman donated this V8 that had blown up with a carburetor and intake and all that stuff. So we just swapped it over and made it run. And
you have to make sure to let me know, because we often have stuff like this laying around. You ever need something again, or you're building another one, we can help you out
we're
with
looking
that.
to dress it up, get the air injection off of there and put some headers and stuff on there. So
Sure, okay.
that would be cool. These valve covers came off the other engine because this just had the stop.
Sure. Yeah, I've just had a couple small block intakes and carburetors that we got rid of for next to nothing, but I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you notice that car over there? The white one?
Vaguely, but let's hear about it.
So we got a car donated to us by a YouTuber named Charles. He's the Humble Mechanic, and he was in town and he talked to all our students. He came to our classes to teach them or to talk to them about this career and everything. This is what he does. He does guest speaking and stuff, And afterwards, him and I were talking, and he says, "Hey, I got this car that I did a bunch of YouTubes on. Sponsored by Peak." He says, "Do you want it?" He says, "There's no engine, but do you want it?" And I'm like, "Well, it's cool. It's all." He made it all look like the Jesse's car from the first Fast and Furious.
Okay. Yeah.
It's 2 years newer, but he did. If you look at the graphics, they're exactly the same. But anyways, he donated this and an engine because he blew up 2 engines in it in his YouTube series. He put nitrous on it, and there's YouTubes on there of him blowing the engine on the dyno. Just covered the dyno with oil. It was awesome.
It's awesome. So you got to clean it up.
Right. It was his buddy's shop.
We have that often by us where something goes wrong and somebody rents the dyno, and then we have the mess to clean up.
Right? Just have him sign that cleanup fee. But anyway, so he donated it, and we got in contact with a bunch of the high schools, and we did a summer camp on this car, and we swapped the motor. It took a week, did it over here in the shop. Had a bunch of high school students. I closed the hood. I shouldn't have, but so we swapped the motor out with a turbo instead of putting a NA with a nitrous. He took the nitrous and everything off of it, but gave us a turbo engine with it. And this car, he donated it all. We did that summer camp. That was a lot of fun. A bunch of different high schools sent students down to do it. We were here for a week, and then we brought it up by you and put it on dyno because we were gonna go to the Great Lakes Dragway. I was talking to Claire down there, and she was gonna, you guys bring it down. We'll run it on the track. And it rained that whole day. I mean, it started raining at 4 o'clock in the morning. It didn't end until like 4 in the afternoon. So I called you at the last minute, like 7 o'clock in the morning. "Brad, can you help us out?" And you went, "Yeah, come on, bring it up." So we brought it up by you, put it on the dyno.
Made some good horsepower.
Yeah.
With 280 horsepower, heck yeah.
Yeah, so it's more than the stock because the stock was NA, right? But with the turbo and stuff, it was a lot of fun. Both Brians helped us out up there, and the students loved it. It was great. It was an extra part. I mean, Great Lakes would have been great, but it was raining. And instead of calling a day, we called you, and you helped us out big time and finished that week off really nice.
So what type of advice would you give someone that's looking to get into a career in the automotive industry?
We've had a lot of students come through these programs, and I tell them, you need to be passionate about it. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't have to be crazy about it, but you have to at least you have to like cars, A lot of people like cars, but you have to be passionate when you go to work, and you have to have that drive. You have to be mad if you can't figure something out. And that's why you're staying after work.
Don't be throwing wrenches.
Right. Don't throw wrenches and stuff, but you have to be like, man, I am not leaving until I figure this thing out. So you need that drive to want to fix something. I know Mr. Fissler says all the time that it's really satisfying when you take a problem that somebody else has, and when their car breaks down, that's a bad thing for them. And you're the one that can figure it out. And it gives you that sense of pride. So I think that's really important, to have that drive to be the one that figures it out and helps people.
Well, I think it's time to wrap it up and go get some lunch.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you,
and,
Steve.
It's always
Appreciate
fun.
it.
It's always fun hanging out with you, Brad, and we'll get up to West Bend Dyno Tuning with our students again. Like I said, they love that. And we'll see you at the auto show and the MATC Campus Car Show.
We got some neat ideas to enhance the
hot
rod.
You know what? I think it's going to be fun. I'd love to have you guys down for a special West Bend Dyno Hot Rod Crew Days throughout the year, and we'll plan that in the future. Because
we could even start it off with our idea for everybody to get some interest. So, okay.
Absolutely.
I like it.
It'll be great.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve.
Thanks. Thank you
and
for
we'll
coming.
see you soon. Thank you, everybody, for walking through the Automotive Technician Program down here at MATC at the downtown campus. If you want any more information or want to check out this video, you can check us out at our YouTube, or you can go to our website at westbenddyno.com, or any questions that we could help you with, call us at 262-692-9035.